Wouldn't it be amazing if you never had to worry about collecting XP in your Minecraft world ever again? As someone who hates using mob grinders, yes, that does sound amazing. And I also can't tell you how many times I've gone to rename or enchant an item, and I'm like 2 pesky XP points away from being able to do so. That's why today I'm going to be getting 10 million XP points in my Minecraft hardcore world, so I never have to go back to my Enderman XP farm ever again. Now, believe it or not, there's actually 8 different ways you can obtain XP within Minecraft. Obviously, some of the more rare and uncommon methods of getting XP, like disenchanting items using a grindstone, completing a challenge advancement, or from fishing, are just going to take way too long to get 10 million XP points, so those are off the list. Another method of XP that's actually banned from Minecraft Hardcore is obviously the /experience command, because we're not cheaters around here. This means we're left with just 4 possible methods to help achieve our 10 million XP points. But before we get into the first of 4 methods, I'm going to go ahead and reset all of my experience points all the way down to 0 so that we can see which one of these methods is actually the fastest. And after changing the name of this hole 200 times, we have, no more XP. We are heading back over to our villager trading hall because this is where we're going to be using our first XP method. And yes, ignore all these zombified villagers that I've named bruh so that they don't despawn. At the moment, we've traded around 4,500 times. And so I want to see with 1,000 trades and using all of these emeralds, how much XP can we get from these villagers? I do have a suspicious feeling it's not going to be a lot. This should be our last trade to get us to 1,000 trades. And as you can see, we got 53 levels of XP, which might sound like a lot, but that's only 4,700 XP points, meaning I would have to trade over 2 million times with these villagers in order to get 10 million XP. So we can definitely cross this method off the list. Now, another method is breeding animals, and I'm gonna be totally honest, I just know this one's not gonna work. I only have these 2 cow farms right here to even breed animals with. Are we not even going to get half a level? That's like 50 XP points. That's nothing. Oh my. Okay, yeah. I remember back in the day on the old Craft Night server, I used to use this massive chicken farm for XP. But even after breeding hundreds of chickens, I would get maybe a few levels. And so although breeding animals is fun, yeah, you just don't get a lot of XP. Now, there is one method I forgot, and that is smelting. But unfortunately, as you all can tell, I'm on Java. And it's unfortunate because if I were on Bedrock, I would be able to use one of the many smelting XP glitches that are usually in the game that allow you to get infinite XP super fast. So unfortunately, we won't be able to use that method, which just leaves the 2 most OP methods left to test. Now, the first of these 2 OP methods is going to be mining. And if you guys watch my last video, you'll know what the heck is going on. This is a tunnel bore machine. We've got 50 of them lined up. So as you can see, it'll blow up blocks using the TNT dupers. And using this, we can actually not only get valuable resources like diamonds, iron, and redstone, we can also get XP. So we're going to go do a 1-hour session, see how much XP we can grab starting at level 54 and trying to mine all of the different XP blocks that pop up, which is basically redstone, lapis, and of course, diamonds. An hour later, we ended up getting only 6 levels of XP, which is only 2,000 XP points. Hey, but the cool part is I did manage to get 8 stacks of diamonds, which is really helpful because as you guys know, I've been mining 1 diamond in this Minecraft hardcore world for every subscriber I've been getting on this series. But if you all want me to mine a diamond for you in this world, then all I gotta do is subscribe. And who knows, you could be this diamond right here. So obviously, mining just really isn't gonna cut it. I think I'd have to mine somewhere in the neighborhood of 5,000 hours to get 10 million XP points with mining, which is why we will be using the last available method to us to get XP points. And as you guys can see, we even have some leftover XP from our last visit here to our Enderman XP farm. Now, I kind of had a feeling the entire time that mob farms would be our best and most consistent source of XP, but I just had to test all the other methods to make sure we weren't missing out on something. Really quickly, I'm going to see how long it takes me to get from level 60 to level 100 using this Enderman XP farm. And after 22 minutes, we managed to get to level 100, which is really convenient because it took us 22,000 XP points to get from level 60 to 100, meaning we make approximately 60,000 XP points per hour using the Enderman XP farm, which is by far the fastest XP method we've used so far. But even with this farm, it would take us 166 hours of killing Endermen to reach our goal. And that is just not gonna fly, which is fine with me because I have a backup plan. And that is a brand new XP farm that was just made a few weeks ago that I've been really wanting to try out. So let's go build it and see how it stacks up against the Enderman XP farm. Now, for most things in Minecraft, if you want an insane result, you have to put in typically an insane amount of work. And this is what I think is gonna happen with this farm. On paper, it looks pretty easy. And that's because I'll be following the tutorial made by Nico is Lost. If you guys want to build this farm for yourself, I'll leave a tutorial link down below in the description because you guys know I'm not nearly smart enough to come up with a design like this on my own. But let's see if we can't build one of the most overpowered XP farms in all of Minecraft. All right, I think things are going smoothly, but you know, this is one of those farms, so you have to build the entire thing before you realize if you've messed up. And there's like 20 different things I have to check off on this build before I can even start it. And I'm not exaggerating. If I miscalculated one placement of most of these blocks down here, absolutely no part of this farm is going to function like it should. So the stakes are getting higher and higher each block that I place. And if you guys are wondering where my 100 levels of XP went and why I only have 10, I was thinking the same thing like 2 seconds ago. And then I realized that I recorded the intro for this video last night and had to waste a bunch of XP levels to do so, bringing me all the way back down to 0. But don't worry, this farm makes so much XP per hour that we'll get our 100 levels back in no time. All right, I think we have just about all the technical bits done with this build. I know it looks absolutely insane. Now it's time for everyone's favorite part of Minecraft farms, villagers. Now, since this farm doesn't require any sort of nether portal magic, bro, I thought I spawn-proofed this area. We can use nether portal magic to transport our villagers 8 times faster in the nether than in the overworld. That's if I can actually survive the nether and all these pillagers. And now that we have a pathway in place, we can head back to our base and get some rails. So that way it'll be super easy to transport, I believe, like the 6, 7, or 8 villagers we need for this farm. Let's see, first villager on the way. Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. Well, we saved the day, and we can keep on trucking. I don't think that was supposed to happen. Whoops. Okay, there we go. That's what it should look like. After I figured out how to not kill the villagers while transporting them, the rest of the process went off without a hitch, and we had all 7 villagers in our farm in no time. Actually, that's a lie. It took about 2 hours to get the villagers in place, and I thought we were almost done building this farm, but little did I know, I still had hours and hours of placing blocks ahead of me. As you all can see, we finally have all these villagers in place, but there's just a few more things we have to build in order for this insane XP farm to be up and operational. So I'm gonna do my best to breeze through them because I am dying to test this farm out. Okay, I think we are done building. There's only one way left to test, and it's to remove up all these torches, let the mob start spawning, and hope all of my planning actually worked out. Now they have a raid started. Oh my gosh, there's so many! And the best part is there's no annoying ravagers, vex shooting people. It's just these pillagers. And so that way we don't really get any loot from this farm, but that's fine because I have an entire other farm set up for just getting emeralds. So this way we should be able to absolutely fly through the XP production rates. This seems pretty fast. So I'm gonna sit here for about an hour and see just how many XP points I can get. Apparently it makes around 160,000 per hour, but also I might need to spawn proof some of the area down below if the rates aren't that high. But yeah, I think we should be chilling. It has been 1 hour. We now have 193 levels of XP. And okay, I don't want my game to crash, so I'm just gonna fly away. Look at this thing in action. It's so crazy. But now for the moment of truth, how much XP did I really get? After pulling out the Minecraft XP calculator, we managed to get 142,000 XP in 1 hour, which is more than double the speed of our Enderman XP farm. But there's a big problem. In order for me to get 10 million XP points using this farm, I would have to sit here and click for a mind-boggling 70 hours, meaning I would have to stay awake for 3 days straight just to get 10 million XP points, and I don't really think that sounds like a good plan. But I think this was still a massive success, because if I ever need to repair my tools, now I could do it almost 3 times faster previously than my Enderman XP farm could. But I have one last plan that'll hopefully let me reach 10 million XP points without having to lift a single finger. Okay, yeah, I may or may not have just spent the last 8 hours building an overly complicated way to mend my tools a little bit faster than before, but that's all right, because for the final XP farm, I'm going to be building one that few Minecraft players have ever dared to build before. I would claim that this is one of, if not the most overpowered AFK XP farms in all of Minecraft history, and I'll show you guys why later. But first, I have to collect 36,000 obsidian in order to build this beast. And in true Minecraft hardcore fashion, we aren't going to be collecting all the obsidian by hand. Instead, we're going to be building a fully automatic obsidian generating machine. But in order to do so, we have to go and get 3 wither skeleton skulls that we can spawn in a wither. And I'm not looking forward to this, because usually my luck is terrible. Oh my, wait, no way, how did we just get a skull? That was like 5 wither skeletons in. Dude, my luck is actually insane right now. Oh my gosh, bro, there's so many. What is going on? What is happening? Wait, a skull? Wait, another skull? I didn't even see that. Oh my gosh, it's been like 60 seconds since I got to this fortress. I'm about to set a new personal record. Yo, come on, give me the last skull. Give me the last skull. Oh. All right, maybe not. Dude, I got a good feeling about this, though. I'm not gonna lie. It is kind of funny that I'm over 500 days in this world, and I'm yet to build a wither skeleton skull farm. But hey, maybe I don't even need it after all. All right, come here, buddy. Give me your skull. Oh, I was actually right. Every time I say that, it never happens. 3 skulls in like 2 minutes. Put that in the Guinness Book of World Records. With our newfound luck, maybe we'll be able to find the portal room super quick in this stronghold, because that's the next thing we need in order to get this obsidian machine up and running. And you guys typically, wait, what is happening with my luck? You guys know I usually can't path these things for crap, but all right. We got a portal room. We just need to get it prepared, get rid of this lava, and chuck the Eyes of Ender in. With the portal all filled in, we were able to start on the overworld side of this machine, which is super simple. The first part requires a chunk loader to ensure that even when I'm in another dimension, like the end, that the portal room is still loaded in, which is super crucial, because the next part of this build is actually taking advantage of some really funny Minecraft mechanics, where if you get a snowman in the portal room, you put his head in the portal, the snowballs that he's chucking at this silverfish will actually go through the portal into the end dimension, and we can use that to our advantage on the second part of this build, which we need to head to the end to get started on. We're in the end, but as you can see, this isn't the normal spawning platform, because I've actually turned it into a collection system for my gravity block duplicating machine, which also reminds me that for this farm in a little bit, I'll need around 6,000 glass, and I don't have 6,000 glass. So I think before we tear all this down, it would make sense to go back to my gravity block duplicating machine, turn it on for a little bit, and then once we've collected enough sand, we can get started on the final part of the obsidian generating machine. All right, I may have generated a little too much sand, but that's fine, because I'm going to quickly load it into the shulker boxes and tear the collection system down so we can get that 36,000 obsidian we need. Now, this entire obsidian farm design was made by IanXO4. If you guys have watched any of my videos, you've probably seen at least one one farm design by him. And I'm going to leave this one link down below in the description, because if I wanted to mine 36,000 obsidian by hand, this would have taken me at least 20 hours to do so. And I think we're almost done with the in portion of the farm. We just have to spawn in the wither and hope we don't get killed. All that's left to do is to put these 3 skulls down. Oh, go, go, go. The withers spawn. We stand right up against this trapdoor. Wait for him to spawn. Okay, he's exploded. We shoot him. And I think we're good. Yeah, the head should fly right over my head into the little cobblestone behind me. And as long as we've done everything right, he shouldn't escape, and we should now be generating obsidian. All right, it's been about an hour of AFKing, which should be more than enough to get the obsidian we need. And to get rid of this wither, we're gonna go ahead and spawn in an iron golem, because they'll attack the wither without getting killed. Come on, buddy, you can do it. I know you can. All right, sweet. Now that the wither is dead, we can go ahead and check how much obsidian we got. And oh my gosh, there's so much. After looking at all the chests, I think we have around 12 double chests worth of obsidian, which means we have way more than enough required to go build the ultimate XP farm. With our 36,000 obsidian collected, we can now load it all up into our shulker boxes and then go actually find where we're gonna build this farm, because I haven't even decided that yet. Our current industrial district is getting quite packed, as we have almost 20 farms over here. But there is one area just north of it, this little flat top on the mountain. I think it'll be a perfect place for this to go, because this farm is massive, and also I think it's gonna be kind of laggy. So let's start dropping all these materials off, because I have a feeling this farm is gonna take quite some time to build. All right, now this is the farm we are building. This is a schematic of it. Basically, it's all 40,000 blocks loaded into the world. Tells me exactly where I need to place them. And you can tell just how insane it is, because as soon as I look at it, I'm getting like 10 FPS, 13 FPS. And you can just see this is going to be a nightmare for my absolute beast of a computer to run. Before we can actually worry about placing down the obsidian, we have to make the foundation of this farm, which is the item collection system. Notice how I didn't say item sorting system, because I'm like 20 hours deep into this farm and I can't be bothered to make an item sorting system and storage system. And since really all we're after is XP, I'm not too worried about gold. Speaking of which, to make sure we can actually get the XP, it's important that we place these hay bales in the corner of this platform, which means all the zombie pigmen in this farm will survive their fall, allowing me to get the maximum XP yield possible. If you guys are wondering why exactly I needed 36,000 obsidian, this is kind of why. This is the outline of all the big portal frames we're going to be building. I have to fill in each one of these of obsidian and then make them super tall, and then do this like 3 times. So yeah, it's hard to visualize just how big this is until you actually start laying out the foundation. And so now I need to go place a measly 36,000 obsidian, another few thousand glass, and then light up all the portals before we can even test if this farm works. Oh, this might actually be a good time, because we have some mobs spawning down here. I want to see, can we get these guys to fall into this little chamber right here? Because that is exactly how these... Oh, perfect. I needed to test this without actually testing it myself. This is how all the zombie pigmen are going to die. They're going to aggro towards me. There are 24 minecarts on here. Once they've fallen in, if they have any drops, unfortunately... Oh, we get to see skeleton. Nice. So the drops get dispensed out there. We'll have a water stream that flows down here, and then we can sort the items out. So not only is this an XP farm, it is also, I think it makes around 1,800 gold ingots per hour, or gold blocks. I honestly don't know. It makes an absurd amount of everything. And so I'm glad that works. Literally all we have to do is build up an insane amount of portal frames, and that's literally it. We basically just confirmed this farm works. We just have to make sure the pathing of all of these portals is correct. And I'm super happy that we were able to test that right there. Also, I think I should mention, this is obviously not my farm design. This was made by Ilmango years and years ago, but it seems to have stood the test of time. So if you guys want to see how to build this for yourself, there isn't a tutorial, but there is a world download in his video, which I then used to get that schematic that I showed earlier. So I will leave all that down below in the description, because I think once you see just how crazy this farm is, you're gonna want to build this for yourself. All right, this is just the first layer. Oh my gosh. Now, I would be an absolute lunatic if I decided to light these portals, because then zombie pigmen would be spawning the entire time, probably just lagging everything up. So we're gonna wait till we have all 3 layers of this farm built. But just a quick update. I mean, things are going steady. And back to the time lapses. Holy moly. I think I have 4 layers too. I thought there was 3. I think there's actually 4 layers. Dude, what have I done? This is a mammoth. Oh my gosh. It was at this point that I was starting to get really nervous. I'd placed around 20 to 25,000 of my obsidian, and if this farm didn't work and I wasn't able to fix it, well, then I would just have to leave this massive structure near my industrial base floating in the sky, because there is no way I'm going to take the time to mine it down. And so I was really hoping that the hours and hours I've poured into this project would result in one of the craziest XP farms Minecraft has ever seen. And now it is time to start spawn proofing the top of this roof, where we have to do basically the 4 corners, and then we have to place down all these slabs to ensure that no mobs spawn and ruin the mob cap, as that's one of the advantages of this farm, as the zombie pigmen that spawn because of the portals don't actually contribute to the mob cap. So in theory, there's an unlimited amount of pigmen that can spawn into this XP farm. But of course, I can't build this infinitely big, or else my game would probably already crash more than it wants to right now. It's super duper hard to see because it's nighttime, but all I have to do is put the roofs on these 4 portals and then cover them with cobblestone slabs, and I think we might be done building the final farm. I don't even know which farm number this is. I've been building so many farms. I genuinely don't know how many I've built this video, but I am so glad this one's about to be done. And just like that, we have now completed the build of this entire farm. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Oh my, dude, this could just be a mob farm. There's so many hostile mobs. There's 4 layers. I think upwards of like 40. I think there's 40 portals, if I'm doing my math correctly. Maybe 30, I don't know. The one last thing we have to do is there are some zombie pigmen holding chambers that go about right here, and then same distance over on that side. But I'm gonna go ahead, get those little zombie pigmen holder chambers built, so that way we can light up all the portals once and for all and start collecting that sweet, sweet XP. And with these fellas now in place on both sides, you can see them over there, we can begin lighting up the thousands of portals. I don't even know how many portals we're actually gonna light. And then that's it. And then it should work. And if it doesn't, then I don't know. But you just gotta believe. Oh my gosh. It's already working. Do you see that? I don't even have... This is like 10%. All right. I want to do a test to just see. We got the pigments angered. Oh my gosh, 6% volume. It's still so loud. And you might think I'm crazy, but for the time being, I'm actually just gonna make it so that all the drops we get from this farm are destroyed, because I just don't want to deal with the extra lag at the moment. But I can easily set up a storage system in the future if I want to. All right, let's actually get a test going on here. I mean, we're absorbing all this XP. There's so much piling up here. Maybe if I just sit here for long enough, it'll start flowing to me. I got no clue. I'm gonna be totally honest. I figured out the problem. Oh yeah, baby. Now it's flowing. Now it's working. Oh my gosh. Now that we got things finally working, I'm gonna go ahead and finish lighting up the second layer of portals up here, because I didn't originally do that because I just wanted to test the speed. Oh boys, it looks like we have reached the maximum of 150,000 XP per hour using this farm with the portals that we have ignited. So I'm gonna go ahead and AFK. What I didn't tell you is that through all the other methods, they would take a long time. This one, it still takes absolutely ages, coming in at around 70 hours of AFKing. So I gotta keep my computer on for 3 days straight. But I think it's safe to say I just built the most overpowered XP farm in all of Minecraft history, which is perfect because now I can sit back, relax, and get my 10 million XP points without lifting a finger. It's been about 8 hours and we just crossed the 516 level mark. Yes, I have set this up on my laptop, because you would think I'm gonna not use my PC for 72 hours. All right, the laptop has been moved to a different location, but we're coming up on 3 days of AFKing. We just crossed the 817 level mark. I don't know if you guys can tell, but things are getting a little laggy. Clocking in a crisp 27 FPS, but I think this is only around 3 million XP points, so we might have to change our strategy a little bit. Okay, it's been 3 days, and this is the mess I'm left with. I'll get a nice third-person perspective. I think there's like a few hundred pillagers around me somehow. I don't know how. And we're about to hit level 1,000, which might sound amazing until I tell you that 1,000 levels is only a magical 4.5 million XP. I spent 72 hours sitting just like this, getting XP, killing all these pigmen, and I'm not even halfway to a million. Now, that's probably because the TPS, or the ticks per second, is just been getting absolutely annihilated, and that ruined my calculation. So we're probably getting like 80,000 XP an hour, which is still really good, but not the 10 million I wanted. So we're gonna wait just a few more seconds to get to 1,000 levels and then try to escape this absolute death pit that I've created for myself somehow, as I do not want to die and want to lose this world. Oh my gosh, we're about to do it. Let's see. Oh, 1,000 levels. Oh my gosh, that's absolute insanity. And now it's time to leave. I really just don't want to die. And we managed to despawn all of the piglins. Amazing. So after 72 hours of using the world's biggest XP farm, we finally managed to get 1,000 XP levels, which is still super insane. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and check out one of the other insane projects I've already done on this world. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.